Yeah, I mean, every time I go to the grocery store, which I did this morning, it's like the humble spud, the potato, right? The little tuber grown out of the ground there up there in Idaho. Shout out Idaho potatoes. But they grow them in Colorado, North Dakota, other places. You know, without the potato, we seriously wouldn't be here as a species. It's quite amazing, and I find myself every time I get a bag of potatoes. I'm like, God damn, why don't I buy more potatoes? It's like I always do that because they're really delicious. I had some baked today with some butter and some yogurt sauce, and oh my God, it was great. I often wonder why I just don't eat potatoes because they're really good. I like them. Baked, fried, boiled, smashed, or not smashed. I know. What are you going on about, hamster? Hey, what the hell are you doing up, James? Oh my God, Rusty Rivers is here. I'm just I had to do some shit, and I'm awake anyway. So I thought I'd come here and do a quick video here with Bass FCZ. Go ahead.
So this might begin a series of videos where I kind of highlight that people love to complain about a dragon.
I mean, don't people like to complain about everything? I think that's how humans exist. We like to bitch all the time. Oh, I'm gonna go night night here in a minute, Ro. Don't worry about it. But I do have one or two more beers, so let's get that done. Anyway, the humble potato with butter, and sour cream or yogurt, salt. Oh my God! Now I'm hungry again.
Their adversary is closer to a vampire or a werewolf, right? Meaning that the foe that you set upon.
I mean, there's interesting potato history. You know, if you look into it, I believe it was first cultivated in the Andes in South America, like 3,000 years ago. The native people figured out we like them spuds too. You know what I mean? Here we are. You know, can't live without them.
That is overwhelmingly powerful or outside of your realm of control to face reasonably.
Yeah.
Is the thing that you rage against the machine of. But in all actuality, maybe you can solve this with a wooden stake. Like if you think about it, right?
I mean, you can roast potatoes on a wooden stake. Sure, you can. You could put them in aluminum foil. Oh, you got them potatoes up in there. Yeah. Well, oh yeah, yeah.
The analogy before we get into it, so you guys.
French fries.
So a dragon, obviously, typically in more Western interpretations of one, is a gigantic.
I mean, what would life be without poutine if you're Canadian, eh? It wouldn't even be worth existing.
Scaled beast that breathes fire, right?
Yeah.
As such, its scales are hard to penetrate. Finding a weakness in it is hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Facing off against something that is, 100 times bigger than you can't even find a purchase on where to strike it. If you were to battle a dragon with...
Of course, if you're Russian, potatoes and the vodka. They're good for everything. God damn it, they're good for what ails you. Holy shit. Everything that's good is the result of a potato. Born in the Andes Mountains by the Incas or something.
With the sword, unless the sword somehow also had a projectile to it, you kind of cooked, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one.
Right.
Versus vampire.
He said cook, though, like cooked potatoes? Yes. Now, some people updated draft. I know, Rusty. We had one of them on the stream one night. Now, some people like their potatoes, mashed potatoes, kind of, I don't know, fluffy and shit. I kind of dig the potatoes that are kind of almost like glue. They're thick. I like those. I don't know why. It's a hamster. You're a low class fucking idiot. I like the ones that are like gluey potatoes. Call me crazy.
There are many ways in which you could disarm it. Garlic
Yes,
is one way. You
sir.
disrupt its senses if you throw garlic in its face across. Blessed by the.
That's another little trick. Us experienced people, we know this. You can learn it now if you want to. Get some garlic cloves in there when you're boiling your potatoes. Put them in the water. In the water. Rusty River down there in the water at the barber shop. Yeah, put the garlic cloves in there, and the potatoes will absorb the Oh, God almighty. I think I'm going to have to make some tonight.
The Holy Church, vampires are evil demonic
Wait a minute,
creatures.
it's 11:30.
Stand the power
Well, maybe
of God.
not tonight.
A wooden stake drive right underneath their rib cage to kill them. What I'm saying is,
do you know that in ancient Greece, just try to make shit up here. It's not working out. There was a potato torture
people
thing.
spend a lot of time being upset at some overarching problem. And sometimes
Imagine if you would.
Issue or an issue that came.
Possibly eating potatoes would be a torture. What are you talking about? I eat raw garlic cloves from my tumor. It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. Garlic is good. Stay away from the sugar if you have a tumor.
Can be addressed.
It's not a tumor.
Closer to heart. And that is what this video and another video I actually intend on making about marriage and divorce.
Now, Rusty Sunshine, Captain Crunch, he's one of the unique individuals that every possible goddamn bad thing that could happen to a human being, Rusty Rivers has had it happen to. It's amazing. And he's such a great guy, too. It's just like one of those people. It's like, oh, I got the tumor, and I got the thing, and the bond, and the heat, and my boat. Rusty, man, I love you, buddy. But yeah, you're just one of those guys. Everything bad happens to. I don't know why. Yeah.
People gonna hate me for that one. It's about people oftentimes set up this gigantic issue or this gigantic force in society, giant abstract thing that it couldn't.
Excuse me, Mr. Fuzz. You got to get some of that Blistex or something. You got them dry lips, bro. Come on now.
Solved with one person, really, or like one change or one thing. And even if it did go away, it wouldn't really even actually solve anything.
By the way, I met this guy in Jacksonville, Florida. Some bitch is like 6'7". He's a huge man. You can't really tell from his videos, but he's a big dude.
Of the issue.
Good guy too, really great. He's a great guy.
Actually bemoaning about it in the first place. And after I said all that, now I'll finally get to it. I apologize. So someone re-uploaded.
I would invite him to our little meetup here, but he's probably sane enough to not. The guy didn't say that.
A part of a conversation they were having with Brett Cooper. This is actually a year old, but they re-uploaded it.
I think it is Monday. In some places, Glass Passenger. Fat Dog, the inventor of the cell phone. Actually, hey, Fat, you're going to love this. I was watching earlier a video on Claude Shannon. Hamster, what the hell is who the hell is Claude Shannon? Claude Shannon is the reason we're here doing this right now. Of course, he's an unsung hero, but he figured out a lot of this shit. The inventor of the communication 3 bits, blah 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 blah. I don't want to get into geek stuff, but yeah, Claude Shannon. There's a video on YouTube about Claude Shannon. Loved it.
Time I'm recording this a day ago, so I don't know why. Whatever. And as such, I was listening to the beginning of it. And I don't really think I need to go too deep into detail with it. The whole thing's like 50 minutes long. I'm not doing a full response to it. But just the intro of
allegedly, this
kind
is
of already tells me where Brett Cooper.
Apparently, Brett Cooper, who was unceremoniously fired from Ben Shapiro's outfit.
Mind is, and there's some issues here.
Little girl flew a little bit too close to the sun. Oh my God, I'm so special because of reasons. And they said, you're not really. Go.
We're gonna go over those problems.
Oops.
Right. And then I'll talk about.
respect the hustle, but you know, you got to have something to hustle with, not just oh my God, I'm so cute and I'm a woman
some solutions
and I talk really fast.
as well. So as such,
Oh, now we're getting down to it.
Jermaine struggled for years with dental issues
All
before
right,
finally
Jermaine.
finding Nuvia. Listen to what he wanted most after
All right,
his
he's
smile
got some
makeover.
teeth.
I want to be able to smile.
Yes, sir.
that's why.
Understand
I want
that.
to hear more about your anti-porn stuff.
Oh God. Ah. Now you guys have to know that it's because I love you that I'm doing this, because I can't stand this chick. I cannot stand this woman. Not because she's particularly. It's just. There's too much something in there. Fired if she leave to do some part of the. Yeah, well. I mean, it's her it's her option. Obviously, if she wants to get, she can.
Stuff.
Oh god.
All right, here
let's
we
hear it.
go. I also think that porn is one of the things that is destroying my generation.
Why?
Is that right? How's that?
So there we go.
Who does Brett Cooper, among other young people, especially young women, think nothing existed before they were born? Do we understand there was? Nope, they do not. Well, you know, when I was born in 1997, it just went and then yeah. Mystery Man says she looks like Ben Shapiro. Well, if she were
We're
cuter, I
talking about
suppose.
porn. Here's the thing:
Porn.
lots of conservatives and lots of female conservatives.
Right.
It's important to distinguish. Do rage against the machine of pornography. Now, to be fair, is porn in and of itself a problem? Absolutely, certainly. It
Okay,
definitely.
excuse me though, Mr. Fuzz. I might propose that the reason some of these little girly cues get all crazy about their porn is because it takes the attention of men away from them. Is that possible? Is the Fat Dog? You're getting all crazy up in there now. Come on now. I mean, Fat Dog, just moments ago we were talking about potatoes and Rusty Rivers down at the barber shop. The potatoes there and the gumbo. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, because they're the reason why we're here.
Points to an issue between men and women when its existence is peculiar, and most people don't ever go the full.
By the way, today, Mr. Hamster went to the grocery store, Schnucks, down the road, and I bought 4 pounds of rice. God damn right I did. Shout out to Arkansas, where we grow rice in the United States. And they grow some good rice down there in Arkansas. Thank you. Great stuff.
The full completion of how pornography's literal existence is strange and peculiar. Most people accept and laissez-faire.
I mean, it's strange and peculiar to people who believe nothing before they were born ever happened, Mr. Fuzz. I don't know where Brett Cooper is getting all crazy here. She can certainly do that. She is woman, hear me roar. But we've had some of the first photographs ever taken by the God, I can't remember their name, but the people who invented photography in the 1800s somewhere. Some of the first pictures they took were of naked chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Type of morality, whatever. It's just porn. You can consume it in a healthy way.
And there were a willing woman to pose for the naked pictures. I know it's not the women's fault. It's all the men. Yeah, do it.
That Destiny take, which evidently he couldn't. All right.
Oh no.
Fine. Maybe he could participate in pornography healthily.
Yeah, well, he'd be. I just don't even stop. Destiny, the bane of our existence. Unlike the potato, which has helped our existence for thousands and thousands of years. Golf 5 Alphas here. Hello. Glass passenger for your engine. Do you drive a Hyundai? No, I don't. I had a Hyundai and glass passenger. Perhaps you haven't heard that story. I bought it from Montana Johnny Montana. God damn, biggest fucking piece of shit car I've ever had in my life.
Didn't seem
But, you know, yeah.
like he could participate
100,000 miles, transmission went kaboom.
in regular relationships.
Oh, I hated that fucking
As
car.
such, I
They
think
couldn't even get the fucking radio right in that Hyundai. It was a 2000, I think. They couldn't even get the fucking radio to work right. God damn! However, Hyundai has learned from their mistakes over the years, and they're putting out really top shelf cars these days. But God, not then. No.
porn is more smoke than it is fire. Not to say that it's good or should be defended, but there is
And
an
they
issue
made,
in the
excuse
fact
me,
that as men,
excuse me, sir. They made a lot of mistakes. So they had a lot of material to learn from, if you know what I'm saying.
and as women, as two halves of humanity that want to engage with each other sexually,
Yes.
there's
yes.
a medium where we have a huge subsect of society watching the activity rather than participating in the activity. And the other half of humanity also wishes to participate in the activity.
I mean, wouldn't that be a great date? Yeah, probably in Ireland. Oh, by the way, St. Patty's is coming up, isn't it? St. Patty's. You could have had a V8, exactly. Mystery Man says there's been adult content since the Neanderthals and early humans were like, yes, sir. Ever. Yeah, and it's not because we wanted to jerk our chickens, it's because we loved the women's. Because it was so beautiful, so perfect in the eyes of God and nature. It's like this is it. Kind of like the potato. You could eat both of them.
Why do we have a medium where we watch pornography when we can have men and women just have sex with each other?
And we could, yes.
Have relationships with each other.
Yeah.
And that's the question that we should be asking. It's not simply that porn is ruining our generation, but why do we even have porn to begin with?
Well, that's a good question, sir. That's a really good question. Bass FCZ. I'll put the link in the description. Well, because 2 or 3 out of 10 men have no access to any female companionship in the current dating environment. That's why. That's it.
If as humans,
and we all like to get off, so
want to engage with each other sexually. If anything, we kind of have to do that if we want to keep our society even to exist at all to begin with.
Imagine a date where you just have baked potatoes. How you doing, babe? I'm doing great. Could I have the sour cream, please? Oh, baby, I'll give you the sour cream.
That's an interesting question I'm going to frame the video with. We're going to let Brett Cooper continue to
God.
Herself.
Here we go.
Okay, so first of all, with the porn industry, we know that like it is fueled by criminal activity. I mean, the sex
is that right? Well, she might be right. I mean, I don't know.
Trafficking industry.
I don't care. I don't watch porn. You know, I don't go out and buy nudie movie. What do we used to call them? Dirty movies down at the ABC bookstore. But again, the times have changed. Nowadays, if you want to look at some corn, all you got to do is call it up in your phone. You know,
street is like funneled through porn.
But there's still a lot of women out there willing to slap their whap down to show that. So there's that.
Dealing with, I mean, at this rate,
I'm sorry, it's the fault of men.
10 plus 15 lawsuits. Children being molested, put on the site. It's just
okay. Now, wait, excuse me, Brett. No, nobody agrees that having children on some kind of weird website is a good thing. That is a bad thing. And the people who do those things with children should be buried under the fucking prison and nuked. How do we get there, ma'am? How do we get from women freely choosing to show their waps and titties to children. How did that happen?
15 lawsuits. Children being molested, put on the site. It is.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's quite a fucking leap now, isn't it? That's quite a leap, isn't it? Go on.
A breeding ground for terrible behavior. For women,
Yeah. Yep.
I think we are fed this lie that you can. As women, I think.
Excuse me. So it's not your fault.
Women, I think we are fed this lie.
It's someone else's fault. Somebody is feeding us lies. We don't have agency because we're women and we're weak and pathetic, but we're strong and powerful at the same fucking time. Mm-hmm.
That you can. As women, I think we are fed this lie
by the evil men
that you can have this super happy and productive and like fulfilling life by just selling your body.
Aha. So the women, however, involved, and we're not talking about children, we're talking about adults, those women don't have to participate. No, they're victims. Is that right, Brett? Go ahead.
That you can have this super happy and productive and like fulfilling life by just selling your body.
Because women are weak and pathetic, or are they strong and powerful? Which one is it? You can't be at the same time. Schrodinger's feminism. Now, you do not have to participate in the corn industry. You could not do that, and that would be great.
It will not be that way. You look at the mental health of sex workers. You look at the
who chose to go into that profession. See, that's why there's a lot of reasons. Here's another one. I'm a woman, and everything I do, it's a victim. I'm a victim of every fucking thing. No, Brett Cooper. Some of these women choose to go into these professions.
Mental health of, porn.
They have agency.
Porn stars, it's not good.
Yeah. Well, it's just not exciting to work at the insurance company. I'd rather do something better. It's, show my WAP on the internet. But they don't have to do that. And, I agree. Men don't have to buy it either. And I would say I'm 100% in favor of, I'm not buying any of this bullshit.
It's like the 1%, like on OnlyFans.
I'm going to pay somebody to show me her.
They make millions of dollars and they're great. And that, will sustain them whenever they stop doing this kind of work. But for the majority of them, it is a terrible, terrible, terrible.
But they've made the choice. And many people have told them, you shouldn't make this choice. It's a really bad idea, but they don't fucking care because they're strong and powerful and you go fucking girl. And what they want at the end of their little dalliances is to have the protection of men in the government. Oh, it wasn't my fault. It was some other guy who told me you fucking made the decision. So shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Industry.
I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yes.
Here, and very much devil's advocate.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Graham's laughing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think a lot of people, they fall into the porn industry because it's just like, oh.
There's no falling into the porn industry, sir. Young man. There's no falling into the porn industry. You make a decision to do that. XYZCT, you mean a can of clams as an expiration? Oh my God, you're terrible. Oh, James is here. Hello, James. Long time. All right, let's see what this young man has to say here.
By happenstance, I may as well do this. I can make a good buck here.
100%.
So
it's not happenstance. It is a conscious fucking decision. Let's go back a little bit. Go ahead.
By happenstance, I may.
It's not happenstance. It is a decision. A fully adulted woman. She makes a decision to go put her WAP out there. That's her decision. Good for you.
May as well do this. I
Yeah.
can make a good
It
buck
is not happenstance.
here.
100%.
So I could see why that would probably not work very well mentally for people.
Yeah.
It's
Excuse me,
buck
Brett.
here.
100%.
So I like
100%.
by
Yeah.
happenstance, I may as well do this. I
Yeah.
can make a good buck here.
100%.
So
100%. Again, there's a lot of you Brett Cooper, dick suckers out there. Oh my God, she's the one. She's the woman. Oh my God, she's conservative. And she's cute and everything. Did you just hear what she said?
it's like by
Yeah.
happenstance, I may as well do this. I
Yeah.
can make a good buck here.
100%.
So
It's 100% not happenstance unless a woman is in some criminal activity where she's trafficked or being abused or she's a child, and that stuff does happen. We're talking about adults here. Adults who want to be in the prawn industry. Go ahead again, Brett.
it's like by
Yeah.
happenstance, I may as well do this. I
Yeah.
can make a good buck here.
100%.
Mm-hmm. So, assuming it isn't a criminal activity, and it's not some guy with a gun, pointing at you and say you must do this. Let's say it's a choice. I guess it's just happenstance, is it?
So I could see why that would probably not work very well mentally for people.
Yeah.
It's like going
Mm.
into something where, like you said, selling your
Mm-hmm.
body. But
They can also not do that. They could also not do that if you have the choice. Again, criminal activity aside, if there's not a criminal activity, you've made the decision. There it is.
His take for devil's advocate, it isn't a laissez-faire action at all for most ladies.
Yeah.
In fact, it is a position of weakness in many different ways. And I
Oh, it's also a decision too.
think that in a more complex, interesting way, we could probably disrotate that. But that's not really what I want to do in this video. But I don't like the lackadaisical. I'll just make that's not typically how any lady comes to the conclusion that they're going to do pornography. Typically,
Any female who is not under duress or being forced to, not any criminal activity, someone who chooses to go into the porn industry, they have made a choice. They didn't have to choose that.
like overwhelmingly, it's not.
Oh, but I didn't want to work at the Allstate Insurance Factory because, oh my God, I could show my WAP that they made the decision. Enough said.
How they get there.
But I think on a whole, and looking at like the entire gender, like women
The entire gender. Oh, Brett, do tell.
are not, and maybe this goes back to like
Excuse me. Are we going to go, well, they're mentally not formed yet until they're 25?
culture and that kind of thing. But when you look at men and women, men are biologically designed to go sow the seeds. There's a reason
Mm-hmm. Yes.
why you do not carry a child for 9 months.
And so we
And here we go again. The burden of women. Oh my God. Carrying a child for 9 months. The fucking burden of God. But thank God we have potatoes, right? Of course they do, JW. Women still dodge accountability of their choice. Yes, they do. Well, I shouldn't be responsible for that because I had to do that. You didn't have to do that at all. You didn't have to do that. You could have made a different decision and worked down at the Allstate Insurance Factory. I didn't want that. Well, then you made a decision, didn't you? Yes.
begin
And it wasn't men. It wasn't your dad. It wasn't your mama. It wasn't your uncle. It wasn't Jesus Christ, the Savior of us all, telling you to do porn. You made the decision. You didn't have to, but you did.
my issues here and why I decided to do my own dissertation. I don't like nor agree with this take that men are designed to sow their seeds. I think it's a
I mean, men are designed to get laid and, propagate the species. I get it. Sure.
great excuse if you want
And until very recently, women were the bulwark of men doing all kinds of crazy shit. Well, if women aren't that bulwark anymore, what do you think's happening?
And why you want to be promiscuous and why you want to be a jackass, because that's just what you're being, is
Yeah.
Irresponsible jackass. I don't even think it's true. And even if it is true, you know what else is true? Watch this. Even
Yes.
if it is true, watch this.
I'm watching.
That men are designed to sow their seed and spread it and try to impregnate multiple women. Watch this.
Yeah. Who has that option? Well, excuse me, hamster. That was always the Kangs on the big cheese, the big dude that got to fuck all the women in the tribe 10,000 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
Your children have a better life if you are there with them. That is also true.
Mm-hmm.
I have to poop.
I have to poop. Yeah. What?
Stop. Are you trying to kill us? What? Fiber helps you poop.
I mean, you know, that's the one thing I could say is that, man, I tell you what, I have no problem with the pooping. Eat lots of fiber.
My life is better.
And drink lots of water.
Because I had.
Just kind of, it's like a chute. Comes right out.
My dad.
All right.
My life is better because I had my uncle. My life is better because of some of the great male friends and male leadership I've had in church, or just friends I knew in high school, college as well.
Yes.
Men are far more fucking complex.
I think that's worthy of a replay.
Men are far more fucking complex. Than just individuals who just want to put their dicks in something. And this bullshit, and you know, Brett, she's young, she doesn't know.
I mean, there's, you know, two things can be true at the same time. Men do want to fuck, but we also have other obligations, right? Go ahead.
And she's just regurgitating the shit she's heard.
She's all
but
full
this
of
does
bullshit.
not allow for the nuance and the complexities and the realities of what men actually are in the sexual relationship and in the relationship to your children.
Well, that's because men, for women like Brett Cooper and attractive women, we are just accessories. We're like a pair of shoes. Why would you care about the thought process of a pair of fucking shoes? You wouldn't. And they don't.
This all began, like, it's a
because it's oh god,
great excuse and a great pretending that men want to shotgun blast children into the world. Even if it's true, let's say I accept it, I don't believe it, but even if it's true.
Yeah, but it's only a certain few men that can shotgun blast children into the world. Elon Musk, for example. Now, if Elon Musk, let's just say Captain Elon was a guy working at McDonald's, he wouldn't be impregnating fucking millions of women, would he? No, he wouldn't.
Men staying and raising and protecting their children makes their lives better. And as human beings, we're not beholden to our instincts anyway. It doesn't even flipping matter if
I mean, somehow over the last 10,000, 20,000 years, we figured out something. And that's why we're still here. So let's take that something and throw it out on the fucking curb and kill it. That's what feminism is, boys.
It is true that we're supposed to just go out and blast and just shotgun blast into a bunch of people. But when we don't, and we invest and we love our babies and we protect them, they
Clan of the Cave Bear. It's a series of books. Go ahead and read that. It wasn't a good time in that book for women. Just go ahead.
Better people. Life is better.
But we don't live there anymore, do we?
So the idea.
We don't live in the clan of the Cave Bear anymore, do we? Nope.
Idea that men are supposed to do this, and that's a nice excuse. But the problem is, a lot of other conclusions come downstream from there. And in fact, you're going to see exactly what the problem here is, and setting up a world or setting up a worldview where men
Mhm.
exist in opposition to women, because that's exactly what's about to happen. In fact, here you go.
There's a reason why you do not carry a child for 9 months. For women, it's like, I need to
I see. So nature then, Brett. Nature.
To happen. In fact, here you go.
There's a reason why you do not
God, in other words. So I thought you were like a Christian, all that. So you're complaining about God and his system. Got it.
carry a child for 9 months. For women, it's
Mm-hmm. Well.
like, I need to find this one specific partner. I can only be pregnant for 9 months. Like, I can only carry, basically, I can only have one pregnancy at once. I have to protect these eggs. I only have, a set amount of eggs that I'm,
True.
created. And so we are very, very protective over that. With men,
Well, that's a great explanation as to why ladies are very picky. As
Mm.
such, it begs an interesting question.
Yes, it does.
How does any woman ever end up in any bad relationship?
Could it be their own choices?
Women are so picky in a relationship. An interesting question. How does any woman ever end up in any bad relationship?
Yeah, I've heard this mythical. Women have this bullshit detector. They're so good at it. They feel empathy and emotions, and they have this serious psyop shit in their head. They can figure out who are the bad men, and they should avoid them. And yet it seems they don't. Well, isn't that interesting?
If
I
women
guess they're not using that superpower they have.
are so picky and they care so much about the seed of whom they will carry, well, here's an interesting question. How come Brittany Renner, and this is the one of the most
Brittany Renner. Oh my God.
important things I think Brittany Renner has ever said. So many people get on Brittany Renner. I used to criticize her quite a bit, and I used to use her as a great example. I need to bring a little bit of that back. So Brittany Renner said this.
If you don't know who she is. She only chased ball players. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
It's been the top tweet in my timeline
She managed to get some guy to get her knocked up. Now she's set for life.
on Twitter for years. She says
God.
this right here.
Thick mucus making it
These young men who
impossible to breathe. Did you know that mucus
I'm
buildup
fine.
and breathing difficulties
I'm
are
good.
your body's?
Thank you.
I never was with a guy.
And there she is, right? Brittany Renner. Just another sad example of a small town girl who put on some makeup and got fucked by NBA players.
Looked at and was just like,
yeah, okay then.
wow, I cannot wait to have a son like you.
Mm-hmm. Not even that
You know,
attractive.
in my
Let's be honest
I don't
here.
think I'm like fucking demon
I mean, sure, yeah. She came up to you in a bar and like, oh yeah, hey, how you doing?
ass baby. Like, there's
But not really.
no way I could ever be tied to you for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. Nasty fucking voice too. Yeah, you can hear it. Oh my God. Who needs that? Just for a piece of fucking slime, a little bit, a piece of pie? Get out of here.
Swallow this Plan B really.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Let me ask you a question. Really mean this.
Damn.
If it is the case that women indeed think so critically about the fact that they will be impregnated for 9
Yeah, they don't though. That's the problem.
bloody months,
Because they have all these options to, shall we say, get rid of the problem. You know what I mean? No.
why don't they think harder about the men they let inside them?
Mm.
They're really picky, but they're not picky for fatherly traits.
Nope.
In fact, how could any woman, if she thought so hard and so critically about the men she's allowing inside her, ever find herself as a single mother, ever find herself divorced, ever find herself in any abusive situation?
Yeah, they have this superpower, don't they? All right, here's the deal. And it's very, very simple. Brittany Renner and Brett Cooper and a lot of these young women are like, no. If I fuck Chad, bro, or Tyrone, he's gonna just change, and he's gonna meld himself into the way I want him to be. Yeah, it doesn't happen that way though.
Now, the
And then when it doesn't happen that way, he's the asshole.
explanation is that the males that
There's
the
a lot
woman
of magic thinking going on with these women. Let's be
he was
honest with
with was just such a massive
I mean, not about us, but you know, some guys.
subterfuge. He was just such a great manipulator. He lied. He was pretending. There's no way she could have ever known. It's just not possible. I just don't like. It's just he was
I didn't make a decision. It's not my fault.
so great at first. I don't know. He just changed. He just had kids and he just changed. There's no indication ever. There's no way.
I mean, it's very simple. Women and a lot of men, people, we imagine the things that we want, right? Oh, we're going to have a family and the fireplace burning on Christmas Eve and the snow falling and 2 kids. And we're going to have potatoes, which are the, well, why we're still here, the humble Spud. And they imagine all this shit. This is what's going to happen and blah, blah, blah. And when it don't happen, I was abused. I was taken advantage of. And you made it up in your mind, girlfriend. No one ever said this was going to happen. You just thought, well, this should happen, and it didn't. And that's why I hate all men.
No way I could have ever known. There are no questions I could have asked. There's no location I could have found him in. There's no virtue that he would have shown with his actions that it was all just a lie and all just that is bullshit.
Yeah.
Is it the case that some dudes are fantastic, absolutely bloody fantastic manipulators?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But the thing,
yes. And every one of your parents and relatives warned you against these men, but you still want them. Don't you?
the thing about manipulation is that it's always contingent upon something you want. People can't give you something you don't want. No matter how much, doesn't matter what they say, doesn't matter what they do, unless you are just so weak-willed and just want to escape the situation, nobody can give you something you don't fucking want.
Okay. And Bass FCZ, really good. He's a good guy. So I'm going to wrap it up here, though. I'm going to say one thing, and I just said it. I'm going to say it again. Women have this imagination. It's a great imagination. They imagine that this Chad bro or this Tyrone, he's gonna. I want him to get the job at the insurance company because that would be great for my children and me and my. And when it doesn't happen, not in reality, just in their head, this is what I imagined. This didn't happen. So I've been hard done by this evil fucking man. We've all done this, right? Is this your channel, Rusty? I didn't realize you own the entire. Wow. Rusty owns everything. There's an imagination, there's a fantasy thing, and I'm sorry, you know, women are going, oh my God, how could you say that? Oh my God, we live in reality. We're boss girls. Go, yeah. You make up a tale in your head. Men do this too. It's not just women. We make up this tale. Oh my God, by the fireplace, in Christmas, and the snow falling, and the kids, and the turkey in the oven. And when all of that shit doesn't happen, we blame the man for not delivering her fantasy. It's just that simple. Or the man's fantasy. Oh, she's not going to do that hoeing anymore. She's not going to do that because now she loves me and all that other horse shit. We all make up fucking dreams in our head. We all make up fucking fairy tales in our minds. Well, yeah, but if I just get together with this girl, blah, 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 blah. Did she ever say that to you? Did the woman say, hey, what I want to do is have your children and get by the fireplace at Christmas? No. But you made it up in your head, and it's a disappointment when whatever you made up in your head doesn't turn into reality. It's the same with the women. Okay, I've got this, Johnny Stud here, and he can lay down the dick. Now, what I want from now and from him is to be the Christmas guy. be the guy putting the decorations on the trees, and he's going to go in there and he's going to shovel the snow and he's going to light the candles and all that. And if it doesn't happen, he's an evil goddamn Nazi. It's all fantasy. It's what we make up in our own minds. And when it doesn't happen, we blame someone else. Anything but us. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.